What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Rival Kingdoms. So as promised, I've got 5 tips for you on how to be a better raider here in the game. First thing you want to do, tip number 1, is you want to go to the main map and you want to get yourself your dragon by completing these series of battles here and tracking 4 Veil. By getting your dragon, it's going to help you out tremendously in raiding against people's bases. I win 90% of my battles because of having the dragon and how I use the dragon in battle. So as soon as you can, start completing these PvE battles. They're a little bit challenging. It may need to wait until like maybe Stronghold 2 or 3 before you can start doing these battles, but you definitely want to get it done because the dragon is hugely important for your offensive capabilities when raiding against bases. Tip number 2, and this kind of goes back into what I mentioned in the defensive video, is you want to understand the strengths and weaknesses of the defensive structures, the troops and things like that, even the ancients. Go the extra mile and study the ancients, and you can do that, for example, by going to the barracks here. And you can click on these little question marks. They're a little bit difficult to tap on, maybe on your smartphone, but tap on them and it brings up a description of what, for example, the soldier is like, what his health is, what his attack speed is, for example. And at the bottom, and this is really important, what is he weak against? He's weak against magic damage. So keep him away from spell towers. Same thing with the warden, how much health, very low health, but very good damage, weak against splash damage. Keep them away from catapults. Catapults will wreck them. And maulers, there's a really important tidbit about maulers down here at the bottom. They seek out defenses first, and their attacks deal bonus damage when hammering through walls. These guys are really good for breaking down defenses. They'll completely ignore, for example, the gold smelters if they can, and just go straight for example, the catapult to break that down, which is really nice. They may, if they can't get around, they may go ahead and break down something that's in front of them that's not a defensive structure, like maybe a gold smelter or a portal or something like that. But they're really good at that, and I have a tendency to bring out the maulers very often and in strong numbers when I go raiding. So there you go, first 2 tips: get yourself a dragon and start getting good at learning how to use that dragon and understand the different weaknesses and strengths of defensive structures. Like the catapult is weak against air, so get your dragon, if it's possible, to go assault the catapult. Keep your wardens away from catapults, however, and send your maulers out there instead to break down said catapults and things like that. Really important to understand all these little things here in the game. Alright, so tip number 3, we're actually going to do a live battle here, and I'm going to talk about timing and placement. Now that we know what our strengths and weaknesses are of our different units, we want to make sure that we're being really smart about how we are approaching these battles. Where do we put down things? When do we put them down? Things like that. So the first thing that I'm looking for, because the dragon is the key, I'm looking for things that I can destroy to soak up mana, so that way I have a little bit of an edge at the beginning of the fight, especially with this ancient 4 Veil, which is the same dragon that you unlock. You can use him as an ancient. I really like this frost shield ability to be ready as I'm starting a battle, to go ahead and cover my units. So looking at the base overall, it's looking okay. I see a defensive building. The Skywatcher, actually, of all things, is being upgraded right now. That means my dragon has a better chance at surviving this battle, certainly, because those Skywatchers tear down your dragon really fast. But aside from that, look at this. Look at these beautiful troop portals that are just outside of being defended. I can easily, maybe not those there, and definitely this one over here, I can tear down at least 2 or 3 of these troop portals and get myself a lot of mana in preparation for the battle ahead. And if anything, because of the lack of a Skywatcher over here, I can also use the dragon probably to help me assault the north side here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down the troop portal, get myself some mana, and then we're going to charge into battle with my troops after that. So looking at the battle ahead, I need to think about what troops do I want to bring. I think what I want to do for this, because this is going to be kind of a tough fight, is I'm going to bring double maulers, and I'm going to bring double wardens. So the maulers are going to help me break down walls. They're going to help me break down defensive structures like the catapult, like the watchtowers and things like that really quickly, so that way it makes it safer for, well, just everybody in general, particularly the wardens, who hopefully will be out of harm's way for the most part, and able to do what they do best, which is tear down buildings really quickly. Alright, so timing and placement, here we go. I'm going to set up the dragon over here. He should be outside of range from that watchtower, and he is. Go ahead and speed it up a bit. Alright, now we need to get ready, and I'm going to send the dragon over here to this side as soon as that's done. Boom, buildings down, and let's fly over. Deal a little bit of damage, freeze those buildings, and now we're working on the northwest side. And look at that, I'm going to get both of these troop portals down. Beautiful. Look at that, all that mana I already have ready. I'm going to reposition the dragon, I think right about here, because I want him to go after that catapult. I think once I bring down this roost, he should go for either that Skywatcher that's being upgraded, or he'll go for that catapult. Uh-oh, we're getting shot at, but we are on the catapult, so that's good. That's fine with me. Wait for it. We're going to drop in our maulers in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Down, down, down. I'm putting 3 sets of troops, shielding them. My dragon is under heavy fire, and down already. Alright, well, that's fine. That's okay. We've got our shields up. We've got 3 out of our 4 units down on the ground, doing what they do. I'm going to go ahead and pop the 4th one. Let's drop a shield over them as well. We've got the mana, and we're tearing things apart. And down goes the stronghold. This is when things get really interesting, because then I can start throwing out some ice elementals to make sure that our units are shielded, protecting them from the rest of the fire that's incoming. That's the most important thing with this ancient, I think. Using this ancient to use the shield like that to protect the units. They take 50% less damage while that shield is up, and that's really important for wardens because they are the weakest of all. But look at that. I'd say that was a pretty much perfect execution of the use of, well, for the most part, that I probably could have maybe kept the dragon alive, but it didn't really matter because we got what we really needed out of the dragon, which was to get us some mana in preparation for the battle. I'm gonna drop some ice guys up here. Why not? In preparation for the battle, we used our dragon to soak up some mana, and then as soon as he was able to do work on that catapult, which is a major threat, I dropped the maulers and also one of the groups of wardens right on that spot within the walls, and then shielded them as quickly as I could so that way they could start getting to work on the rest of the defenses and the stronghold. And from the relic chest we got warden reinforcements. Okay, cool. Not bad. Not bad. So there we go. Quick recap of what we've talked about so far is getting your dragon. Tip number 1, get your dragon and use how to use it. Use how to use it. Learn how to use it effectively in battle. 2, understand what the different units do. Right? Is extremely important, the defensive and the offensive structures. And tip number 3, timing and placement. Don't just throw everything out there and you know, hope for the best. Like, you got to be smart about your timing and your placement. Next, we're going to talk about tip number 4, which is actually your upgrade priority, your build and your upgrade priority from your base. Now, this may kind of contradict what I said recently in the defensive video about how you want to get your defenses up as quickly as you can. Actually, what I think you should probably do is get your offenses upgraded as quickly as possible. Now, how you do that is once you've got your stronghold upgraded, let me go ahead and collect this gold because I'm greedy for more gold right now. You want to get your barracks and your blacksmith upgraded as quickly as possible, and your troop portals, right? Now, the reason why you want to get these upgraded as quickly as possible, the faster you can upgrade your troop portals, the more units within a squad, within a group, right, of your, for example, wardens, you'll be able to have when you're selecting them as a part of your loadout. So as I'm upgrading, look at that, I've got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the next upgrade at Stronghold 8, it looks like I'll have yet another warden within that group of wardens that I'm selecting to go out with me. So that's hugely important to to your offensive capabilities. Same thing with the barracks. As you upgrade your barracks, you'll get access to new units, for example, the Mauler, and definitely, maybe even before that, upgrade your blacksmith, and then you'll be able to upgrade the different troops' power. Right now I'm upgrading my soldiers to a new level, so they'll have more HP, they'll have more damage they're able to deal out there on the fields. Really good stuff. And if anything, this is going to help you sort of in a strange way defensively, because the more power you have offensively, you'll be able to go longer with win streaks and things like that with your more powerful offense, which is going to help you get gold, so that way you can go ahead and hopefully sooner rather than later upgrade your defenses back at home, right? So tip number 4, those are your build priorities. Get your barracks and your troops, get your blacksmith, get your troop portals and your kingdom portals upgraded as quickly as possible, and then go ahead and upgrade, for example, your catapult and your watchtowers and things like that. You might notice me. I've actually got one of my catapults still upgrading. This kind of also contradicts what I said recently in the defensive video about, you know, make sure that you're upgrading in between battles, which technically I am, but at this point in at Stronghold 6, right, the build times, the upgrade times are getting quite large, okay? But up to that point, you can easily get your upgrades finished before the next raid. All right, so there we go. There's 4 tips. Tip number 5, experiment, right? Now, this is something I was almost gonna get hung up on. I was winning a lot, for example, with a different, or with a certain loadout. Like, I was going with, what was I doing at the time? I was doing a lot of one soldier and 2 wardens or something like that. And then I wouldn't change that. I would just keep trying to keep doing the next raid with the same type of troop loadout and the same ancient and stuff like that. But really, you want to experiment with different ancients when you're going out for these battles, and you want to experiment with different troop loadouts, because, you know, maybe you can get a lot of mana, for example, from some portals that are out in the corner that are undefended. In that case, maybe you want to, instead of having, for example, 2 maulers and 2 wards, maybe you want to switch it up. You know, go ahead and throw in a mana hunter like that, right? And you'll get tons of mana then from breaking down those troop portals that are undefended with your mana hunters. Or maybe you just got your soldiers upgraded. Keep that in mind, and then instead of bringing the 2 maulers, maybe bring 2 soldiers instead, or 1 mauler and 1 soldier. Experiment, definitely. It's going to help you out, because kind of like there's a tool for every job, there's a loadout of troops for, I think, pretty much every stronghold. And the same for the ancients. You know, what might be a really great ancient for one base, and its defenses may not be that great for the next. So try changing things up. I used Nyrax for the longest time because I thought his abilities were incredible. I still think they are actually. The Raise Undead, the Regeneration, the Death, which is pretty much a building nuke in a matter of seconds, was fantastic. But you know, I noticed that I was kind of struggling with certain bases, and that's when I started to change things up. Now I'm using 4 Veil a lot, and he's great for all sorts of different situations. And that's the same dragon. I think I already made a mention of this, but the same dragon that you get when you complete that PvE test or PvE quest chain to unlock your dragon roost and to get your dragon. You can also use him as an ancient. He's amazing. But there you go, guys. Kind of rambling now, but those are the 5 essential tips for becoming a better raider here in Rival Kingdoms. You want to get yourself a dragon and upgrade it as quickly, or get used to it as quickly as you can. You want to understand the different defenses and the different troops. What are they weak against? What are they strong against? Timing and placement. Don't just throw everything out on the table. You're probably not going to win every match like that. Try to space things out or launch at different times and things like that. You're likely to have more success. Your upgrade priorities: get your blacksmith and your barracks and your troops and your troop portals upgraded as quickly as you possibly can, because a better offense is going to be more gold in the bank, and then the rest of your base can get upgraded from there. And experiment. Tip 5: experiment with different troop loadouts and different ancients and things like that. It's more fun. Variety is the spice of life anyway, right? But certainly there's a different loadout and a different ancient for each encounter. So don't get lazy. Try to think about, you know, what might be better for a different situation. That's it for this video, guys. I hope that you're enjoying these Rival Kingdom videos here on my channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Click the like button to support these Rival Kingdoms videos here on the channel, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next episode. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.